Welcome back to Common Core 1.3 Part D, hopefully the last of this series, or at least of this 1.3 part. So let's remember this here. If you have 4 to the second power, 4 to the fourth power, you have 2 4s and 4 more 4s, you combine and make 4 to the sixth. Remember how you simply add 2 and 4 together. And the example was, and this is from Algebra 1's book in 545, 5 squared times 5 to the first, you're just going to add 2 5s and 1 5 to make 3 5s. Hopefully by now that's pretty clear. So you tries. Quickly go ahead and take them here. It's going to be 5 to the 12th. This is going to be 7 to the 10th. Why 10th? Because negative 2 plus 12 is going to be positive 10. 12 to the negative second power, or 1 over 12 square, and 1 over 144. I'll take any of them. This one here, negative 6 plus negative 12 is negative 18, which is going to make 1 over 14 to the 18th. Number, I have no idea. I have no idea what 14 to the 18th power is. I'm sure it's really large. But now we have this. What happens when you have an exponent of an exponent? Well, the outside exponent means that you have 3 of them. In other words, 5 to the 5th to the third power means there's 3 sets of 5 to the 5th. So basically you have 5 to the 5th, 5 to the 5th, 5 to the 5th, each of which have 5 5s, makes 5 to the 15th. So there are 15 5s, excuse me. But there's an easier way. Whenever you see exponents leapfrog, in other words, exponent of an exponent, you can simply multiply. So instead of doing all that nonsense with 3 sets of 5 to the 5th, and each one having 5 5s, why don't you just take 5 times 3 and make 15? And make it a lot easier on yourself. Same for these. So 3 to the third, 3 times 3 is 9. 9 to the negative 4 is negative 36, and remember that means it goes down below. So you have 1 over k to the 36. Pac-Man to the negative third to the negative second. Negative 3 times negative 2 makes positive 6, so it's actually Pac-Man to the 6th power. And 4 to the 4th to the 5th to the 3rd, it looks like a lot. Just take 4 times 5, which is 20, times 3, which is 60, 4 to the 60th. You try these 2 and then do the other 2. Try these 2. I'll try the next 2. Let's see how you do. Hopefully here you have 5 to the 77th. You have m to the positive 16th. You have Speedy to the 81st. And you have negative 3 times negative 3, which is positive 6 times 5 is 30. So 3 to the 30th. Skills practice. Here we have 2. Try these 2 first. Both pause and try. Try these 2. Let's see how you do. Get 11 to the 6th, j to the 10th. Boomerang, 1 over boomerang to the negative 10th, or 1 over boomerang to the 10th, and 1 to the 42nd, and 1 to however many power is still just 1. Now this here, now you have a coefficient and a variable. Now that works a little differently. First you separate coefficient and variable. So this is going to be 5 to the third power, and this is going to be x squared to the third power. So both are going to get cubed. So 5 to the third power is 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125. And 2 times 3 is 6, so x to the 6th. So you're going to have 125 x to the 6th. You try. Start with these 2. Pause. Now try these. Pause. Let's take a look. I have negative 2 to the third power makes negative 8. A squared cubed is a to the 6th. 0.3 to the 4th power. Boy, that's a tough one. That makes 0.09, and that's going to be, I think it's going to be 0.0081. Check me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm right. And then x to the 16th. How did I do that, by the way, in my head? 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 81. Since there's going to be 4 of these tenths, I just made 4 spaces over and dropped the 81 in. It's a little shortcut. I will do more of those later. 1/2 square makes 1/4. X to the 5th square is going to be x to the 10th. Finally, dolphin 1.5 square is going to be 2.25. And dolphin square square is going to be dolphin. This is a terrible looking dolphin. To the 4th power. Skills practice. Try these 2 first. Pause. Try these 2. Pause. I get 49 over n to the 4th. I get 8 to the 4th. You could work that out if you wanted, whichever. NQ to the 16th. 8 over 27, k to the 9th. and 6.25 Master Chief to the 4th power. Also, here's a visual example. If I ask you to find an area of the square, an area means you want to have the length and the width, and square means that both sides are the same. So length and width will be the same. The side has this value. It's not important this value actually measures as, just that we have to get the given value. In other words, I'm saying width and length are the same, so it's going to be this squared. So what you do is take this square, or simply this times this. Now for our purposes, we'll just take 4 square and make 16. A to the 5th square makes A to the 10th. C to the 1st, 1 times 2 is 2, so C square. However you want to play it, it's up to you. Go ahead, you try. Find me the area, please. Okay. Hopefully you knew that this and this were the same, so I'm going to just take this and square it. So 5 squared is 25. G to the 4th, J to the 6th. Terrible looking J, because 2 times 2 is 4 and 3 times 2 is 6. Now find the perimeter. Now perimeter is a little different animal. Perimeter just means you have to find all the sides of a box. And since it's square, all the sides are the same. So you have 4 equal sides. It's going to be so easy. So to find a perimeter, you just add up all 4 sides. So you have the same, but all you have to do is you don't have to combine these different terms because you're not multiplying. Since you're adding, you simply add the coefficients since all the bases are the same. In other words, all the variables are the same, just add up the 4 coefficients. So really, you have to just take 20. And when you add them up, since all the monomials are the same, you need only to add the coefficients. So you have 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 makes 20, and it's still going to be g squared, j to the 3rd. Just like 2a plus 2a makes 4a. That's supposed to be an a. That's the same here. We just add the coefficients. You don't have to add the letters. You only do that when you multiply. It's a little confusing. We're going to practice more tomorrow. So skills practice 1.3.14. Find the area and the perimeter both. And we have 12x to the 5th, Minecraft to the 9th. Go ahead and try the area. Remember, length times width. And perimeter, all 4 sides. Let's see what you can do. Well, for the perimeter, I have 48x to the 5th, Minecraft to the 9th. You just took this times 4, basically. Now, area, you had to square. And the area would be 144. 5 times 2 is 10, so x to the 10th. And Minecraft, 9 times 2 makes Minecraft to the 18th. Finally, remember square roots. So, you have square roots here. Let me drop that down here. We're doing great on time. Remember, the root of 121 is 11, root of 196 is 14, etc. So now, to root a monomial, if you have an exponent, all you have to do is take whatever number, and remember that square root means you're basically what times what makes it. You're just going to divide the exponent by 2. So a square and a root cancel. So if you have a square and a root, it cancels and leaves what's inside. So the square root of x squared just makes x. Why? Because the square means times itself. So basically there's 2 root of x's, and if you remember, 2 pieces of a locket make a whole. So root times root makes x. Now this, you're going to do one thing at a time. First, anything inside a square root can be split up. In other words, square root of 4 h to the 4th could just be square root of 4, and square root of h to the 4. Square root of 4 is 2, because 2 times 2 is 4. Square root of h to the 4th, you just divide by 2. So take this 4 and divide by 2, h squared. Why? Because h squared times another h squared makes h to the 4th. So it becomes 2h squared. And this here, do one thing at a time. Root 36 to make 6. Half of 10 is 5, half of 4 is 2, half of 8 is 4. So root of 36 is 6, root of d to the 5th is d to the 10th is d to the 5th, root of n to the 4th is n squared, root of m to the 4th is m to the 8th, the root of m to the 8th is m to the 4th. Sorry, late night recordings. I should probably do them during the day. 6, d to the 5th, m to the 4th, n to the 6th. If you're a little confused, don't sweat it. We're going to go over these tomorrow. You'll be fine. You try. Root of 49 y to the 22nd, z to the 14th, master sword to the 80th. Go ahead and try to solve. And the second one, try 81, root of 81, America shield 22nd, d to the 14th, t to the 80th. How'd you do? I got 7, y to the 11th, z to the 7th, master sword to the 40th. That's a terrible looking master sword. It looks like a kite that got broke during a storm. And this one here, let's see, I have 9, America shield to the 11th, d to the 7th, and t to the 40th. Skills practice 1.3.15. Try root of 25, b to the 42nd, rainbow 66, catapult to the 6th, and root of 81, g to the 22nd, barbell to the 44th, and Godzilla to the 28th. Go ahead and try to solve that for me. And the answer, of course, is 5, v to the 21st, rainbow to the 33rd, catapult to the 3rd. That doesn't even make sense, but you understood it because you understand the process. And this one here is 9, g to the 11th, barbell to the 22nd, Godzilla to the 14th. Same with cube roots. If you remember, cube means what times what times what. So what times what times what makes 8, and what times what makes s to the 3rd. So remember that a cube root means the number times 3 times, so it's 2. And when you have a cube root, just divide by 3. Exponent divide by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. So this becomes 2s. Another example, cube root of negative 64h. Now you might say, wait a minute, I can't have a negative inside a root, can I? Cube root you can, because what times what makes negative 64. Remember that 3 negatives do make a negative, so that's okay. So root of negative 64 makes negative 4, and if you take 12 divided by 3, you get 4, so you get h to the 3rd. That's supposed to be h to the 4th. Excuse me, I'm glad I caught that. It's supposed to be a 4. Whoopsie. Because 12 divided by 3 is clearly a 4. Therefore, why? Because 3 negatives make a positive. We talked about that. So negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 4 makes negative 64. And 3 times 4 makes 12. So if you had h to the 4th times h to the 4th times h to the 4th, you'd have h to the 12th. You try. Start with these two. Try this one. Let's see how you did. What are we doing on time? Just fine. Okay, what makes 125? 5 times 5 times 5. And 18 divided by 3 is t to the 6th. Okie dokie. Negative 1 is kind of weird, but negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1 would make negative 1, and dragon, yeah, that looks just like that dragon. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Finally, negative 27, what times what times what? That'd be negative 3. 15 divided by 3 is h to the 5th. 21 divided by 3 is z to the 7th. Skills practice. Start with these two. Now do this one. I get 11, r to the 11th. I get negative 2, archer to the 12th. Negative 6, robin, because that looks like a robin to me, and blue jay to the 2nd power. There you go. Don't worry, we're going to do a lot of these in class. Thanks again. Bye.